Hey, good morning, everybody. And this is Dr. Mansour. Thank you very much for coming. And this is the FE Civil Workshop. I hope that everybody is preparing very well and studying and making your best. I don't know if I send you, sometimes I say if I send you the mini exam number 1, if not, or not. If I didn't send it, I will be glad to send it with my notes also. I have some notes from last time. I don't know, and the recording also, the recording is available. I think my staff is telling me that the recording is available. So I have mini exam number 1, and those who are taking the class, I send you the math practice problems, about 40 problems. I hope that you get a chance to work these problems. Okay. Yeah, these are the notes that I covered last time on 525. Which it was in relation to some of these problems, mini exam number 1. And also I'm working on mini exam number 2. Probably I will release it tomorrow if I'm able to finish it tonight. Basically, I normally put 20 questions or something like that. I call it mini exam. So if I didn't send it, I will be glad to send it just in case with the notes. And the recording also is available. My staff were telling me that the recording is available, and the math problems also, I will be glad to send it to you. Let me see if I have it here. Um, um, yeah, for some reason they are not, and I don't like to spend time to print them again right now, but I can print them later on. I think I saw them this morning. I was reviewing something, but anyhow, I will be glad to send it also to you guys as far as the practice problems. Okay, so okay, so let's move on. And let's, at least I can cover as much as I can, but I received about 3 or 4 questions from some of you related to the CPM. No, you did not send it. Okay, that's fine. I will be glad to send it. Okay, I will be glad to send it, my friend. Okay, so I will send. Let me write it down. Let me write down. I know I'm really busy, but I will do my best to keep helping you guys until we achieve our ultimate goal. Okay, so the mini exam number 1, and please solve it, and if you would like to scan it and send it to me, that's fine. Some of you, one of you did only one. And the math problem, about 43 math problems. I ask all of you to do it. Okay. And the recording, I needed to see the link to the recordings, which is last week and this week. Okay. in this week or today. So let us do our best. It seems to me that the CPM in construction, the critical path method, is still causing a little bit of confusion among some engineers, and I will be glad to do my best. My group, the one who are taking the exam with me, I will solve problems from the book that try to finish it. This book here, which is a chapter, the last chapter, which is the construction chapter, which is the construction, which is chapter 14, which is the last chapter per NCEES, and we covered the CPM, the critical path method here at the end, and we solve some problems here. This is one of the problems that I solve with the group, the CPM. I'll be glad to scan it and send it to you also. But I sent additional 3 problems to them, which they are really challenging problem, but they are going to be very good as far as these problems here, which is basically a little bit more than what so more than it's a little bit more than what you need to know at this stage, but this is going to be a very good preparation for the PE when you go to the PE exam later on. And if you are able to understand these problems, you will be okay, or I'm sure that you will be okay, be able to solve any CPM problem. And the CPM problem, as I told you, it could be as lengthy as you can see here, or it could be just a short one, which I will show you a short one. But basically, the NCEES in their book, in the construction section, okay, which is all the way to the end, okay, I always encourage everybody to look to the NCEES to see the equations and the tables and the charts and all these things. So way back at the end here, the end of the civil engineering section, this is what I meant. It is on page 310. They have this. This is when I was talking about this in the class. Okay, when I'm teaching right now, this is the format they adopted, which is the activities node, or this format activities on arrow. So this is activity on arrow annotation, and this is the activity on node annotation. We need to be familiar with both, because you might be asked, like the mini exam number 1, for example, if I'm not mistaken, there was a problem. I don't know if you solved it or not. I gave, oh yeah, here it is. I gave you this. I just circled it. I gave you, okay, the network, okay, below shows activity on arrow, where the duration of each activity, okay, is given, and is asking what is the early finish, okay, for the entire project. So, and we need to know how to do this quickly, because you have only 2.9 minutes. If you understand the concept, yes, you can finish it in 2.9 minutes. Okay, this is an easy and straightforward problem. In order to, okay, in order to solve it, you need to understand the concept, and I need, okay, this is already drawn for you, but another type of problems that you might see on the exam is like this. He will give you, and let me cover. Normally I send it to my staff, send it to my fellow engineers who are taking the class, but I would be glad to send it to you guys also, these 3 problems, which is basically you all what this will be given to you. Here it is. This is what will be given to you. Okay, let me get another card to cover this. Here it is. Okay, so sometimes they give you the information to generate the CPM, or sometimes they give you the drawing. So we need to be ready for both. Okay, Okay, so either the activities on arrow or the activities on node. Okay, so he gave you a series of activities, and he gave you the duration of each activity, and he gave you the predecessors. What are the activities or the activity that should be, okay, completed before you go to the next, okay, activity? For example, activity A, it doesn't have any predecessor, so this is the starting point. So I will start with activity A. Let me, instead of going over the solution, I needed to generate it with you. So the activity A, and I will use the notations or the legend, okay, the NCEES, they came up with a legend, okay, where they are saying that, here it is, early start, early finish, late start, late finish, and they give you the activity name here and the duration, and also they include what is known as the total float, TF, total float. Let me double check this to make sure that what I'm telling you guys is, I'm referring to page 310. Here it is, activity description and the duration and the float. Here it is. So probably I put, okay, so the duration they put at the bottom, and the float, the total float. This is on page 310 of the NCEES 10.3. As all of you know, we are using the NCEES 10.3, which is, so we need to know the legend. Okay, if the legend is different on the exam, he should describe this to you. So activity is, so I'll put it that this way. Okay, so activity A, this is the early start, so it is 0, and the duration is 5, and this is the activity A. So the early finish, 0 plus 5 will give you 5, and they agreed to call this as a forward pass. So you add the starting, which is the early start, to the duration, will give you the early finish. Okay, so this, I finished activity A. Activity B, B as in boy, it depends on A and C. So activity B will be somewhere here. Activity B, but activity B, it depends on A and C. So I have to put C somewhere here. And this is by practice, you will be able, I don't know if this diagram will be the same as the one I just covered or not, but let us do it together. So the activity B, it depends on A and C. So I will put activity C here. Activity C, it does have 3 days or 3 months. He told me the duration, it could be days, hours, months, whatever it is. Okay. But activity C, it depends on A. So C cannot start until A is done. According to this table, the predecessor, the activity that should be completed before I start activity C, it must be activity A. Activity B cannot start until activity A and C are done. This is what is meant the predecessor. I send another problem also does have the successor and the predecessor, the one before and one after. So activity C, it depends on A. So A will be finished after 5 days. Here it is, or the number of days, or the number of periods, or the number of duration. So, and the duration is 3. So 5 plus 3 will give you 8. Now activity B, which it has activity, it has duration of 4 days or 4 months, or duration of 4 periods. So B cannot start until A and C are done. A will be done after 5 days. And the C will be done after 8 periods. So B cannot start until both of them are done. But A will be finished first. C will be done after that. That means that the activity B cannot start. So we transfer the larger. For the forward pass, we call it a transfer, the larger or the largest. It depends if they are 2 or 3 or. Right now, I can say that activity B cannot start until activity C is completely done. So 8, I transfer the 8, not the 5. 4 plus 8 will give you 12. And after that, I proceed. I'll get the activities. I'm done with A and B and C. I will go to D. D, it depends on what? D, it depends on B. Okay, so D is here. D as in doctor. Here it is, D. Okay, so this is the D. And the duration for D is how many? 3. And this, it depends on. So B is 12. Plus 3 is 15. So I'm done with D. What about E? E, it depends on B and C. This is B and this is C. So I will go to activity E somewhere here. So this is E, and the duration for E is 5. But E, it depends on what? It depends on B as in boy, which is this one here. And it depends on also C. Here it is. So B will be finished after 12 days or 12 periods. And the C will be finished after 8. So I will transfer the larger, which is 12. And this is 17. Catch my mistake. If I did a mistake, I needed to catch it, because I will show you the solution that I gave it to my staff and they prepare it for you. After that, so this activity E is done. Activity F, if it depends on the D and D, so F is here, the last one. So this is F. And the F, it does have a duration of 2. So F, so I have 17 and I have, so I will transfer 17 and this will give me 19. All this, I just finished the forward pass. And the forward pass, as we know, it is a relationship between the early finish and the early start, which is these arrows here. Okay, so, and this is exactly what I did here. So activity A, but I put it in a box. 5, it is, this is the legend I used, which is not different from what. So always try to challenge yourself by covering whatever the solution that you have, either from this book or from another book or from another source. Always challenge yourself, because the more that we do mistakes here, the less mistakes that we will do on the actual exam. So I will forward, and after that I go to the backward, and we calculate what is known as the total float, TF. Total float is given in the NCEES book, the same page, by the way, 310, as late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. You subtract this from this. Okay, here it is. Late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. And if you remember that when I prepare this for you guys, I prepare something, maybe, I don't know if I included here in this book. No, do you know what is I didn't include it for some reason, but I will be glad to scan it and send it to you. It is knowledge is knowledge. I'm not really inventing knowledge. I'm just presenting knowledge, guys. So I'm trying to do my best here, but sometimes when you present the material in a certain format, it might be beneficial, okay, to remember, or easy to remember it. And let me show it to you as I presented in some other books I have. Let me see if I can locate it, and obviously it will be okay. Let me see if sorry, I have too many books around me and try to get as much as I can to you. Okay, it seems to me I have, okay, let me see. This transportation, practice, transportation, okay. It was a good summary, and the summary that I provided, it does have a good presentation and good illustration. Let me, I think I included somewhere in, yeah, I made a copy from the other book. I have, okay. This is what, just to make it a little bit easier to remember, and instead of go and digging into the book, the NCEES reference handbook 10.3. So the activity on node notation, the one we're talking about, this is what the NCEES, which is activity description, activity A, and the duration, and here is the float, which is the total float, TF, by the way. And the total float TF is given also on the same page 310, as the total float, which is a TF, is equal to late start minus early start, or late finish minus early finish. This one here, I call this is a horizontal orientation, horizontal orientation. What's the horizontal orientation? They put here is the early start, which is this one here, early finish, here it is here. This is the forward path, the one I just talked about, forward path. Okay, the backward path, the one is coming on the other direction, which is relating late finish and late start. This is called the backward, or the, okay, which is late finish and the late start. As far as the total float TF as given in the initial S, it is late start minus early start. So late start, take this minus this. This is what I meant by this arrow, sometimes illustrations. And or late finish minus early finish. You take this minus this or this minus this. And this is the activity name and the duration, whatever the duration is, and this is the total float, which is given by this equation. Because there are more than one float, by the way. We're talking about the total float. There is something called the free float, okay, between activities, and we can talk about this later on, but let's focus only on one thing, which is the total float that will affect the duration or the delivery of the project, okay, or the early finish for the project itself. So I needed to be aware of that. So this is called horizontal, which is, so you take this minus this, and this is why you'll find in my solution, the one I'm going to send it to you, or I ask one of my assistant here to you'll find this arrow here. This means that this minus this, or this minus, and you should get the same answer, by the way. You should get same answer, okay. Okay, for example, here, the problem that I was talking about, which I was going to send it to you. So 19 minus 19 is 0, 17 minus 17 must be 0. 17 minus 15 must be 2, is 2, sorry, and 14 minus 12 must be 2. That means these two numbers must match. If they don't match, that means that I did a mistake or there is a mathematical mistake somewhere, but they should match. Okay, so, and after calculating the total float, now we are going to calculate what is known as the CB, the critical path. The critical path, I need you to remember, it is the longest, it's not the short, it's the longest. Longest. Okay. Path. So, and the definition of the CB, the critical path, is the path that connecting all activities with 0 or minimum float. So after I calculate the float, I will connect the A, starting A with 0, and I will go to activity C, because C has 0. I didn't go to B, okay? And C will go to, okay, will go to where? Okay, will go to B, and B will go to E, and the E will go to F. So this is a blue line here, which is given as A, C, B, okay, E, F. What about if I go from A to B, okay, and from B to C, and C to E, which, let me write it down. If I go A, and instead of coming this way, I will say A, B as in boy, and after that I will go to C, and C go to E, and E to go to F. Can I write it this way, which is A, B, C, E, F. A, C, B, E, F. Do you think it will give you the same result, which is 19? Maybe I put here the duration in months. Let us make it this, just to match the MONTH, months. Okay, so duration, okay, whatever. Okay, so activity A, we know it needs duration of 5 days, 5 months in this case, plus the B, which is the 4, plus the C is 3, plus the E is 5, plus the E is 2. You ended with what? You will ended with 5, 4, 9, 12, 17, still 19 if the duration is in months. So that means that 19 months as getting here as AC. So this way, or you can go this way, coming this way, coming this way. It will give you the same, which is the longest, by the way. CB is always the longest. If you go to other routes, if you go to, for example, A, B, D, E, what is that? A is 5, B is 4, so 9, 12, 12 plus 2 is 14, less than 19. And if you go in other route, you will be able to see exactly where is the critical, but the critical path always the longest, which is defined as the path connecting all activities with zero or minimum float. Zero, zero, or minimum float. Minimum float. Zero or minimum float. So all the activities that having zero or minimum float, in this case, we connect them, and this is known as the CB, which is the longest. And this is what is I'm asking you, and in the so when I send this, this is horizontal. Let me just mention one more thing. You might see it. I don't know. I hope they will not ask you. This is the vertical, by the way. This is called vertical orientation. Vertical. Okay. This is early start, early finish, horizontal. Here they make early start, early finish this way, vertical. So the forward pass is this way. And the back pass or the backward pass, it is the late finish minus early finish going this way. You see, I call it vertical. This is horizontal. Can they ask you vertical? Also they can. This is what they adopted in the NCEES. This is what they say that for the activity on node notation, this is the horizontal one. The horizontal orientation or the horizontal position, which is this one here. Can they give you this? Maybe, but it's the same logic. But in this case, if you remember the total float, it is late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. This one that also late start minus early start, like this. This is the total float. You subtract this minus this, and this minus this. So the total float will be calculated. Still the same equations, no change of the equations. It's just a matter of orientation. And I explain the difference between the forward pass and the backward pass, all these things. I will scan this with the problem to send it to you. Hopefully I will remember to do this immediately before I get distracted by about 10,000 things I have in my mind. So if you look to the problem of the mini exam problem number 8, so we need to decide what is the early finish of the project, of the entire project, not certain activity. Sometimes they ask you, what is the early start for activity C? This problem here, or this illustration here, we can ask, I don't know, many questions. Okay, many questions related to this diagram of some activities, and they are related to each other like this. So, but I need, so in this case, I need to examine to see, okay, if I go from A to B, this is activity on arrow notation. So I can go this way from here all the way up to here. I will add all these days or these durations. It could be not necessarily this. It could be this way. Could be, or it could be this way. I will go the green. Or it could be the other color, which is this one here. Sometimes by inspection you can tell, and so on. So we need to know, okay, the early start or the minimum. Sometimes they use the word minimum, by the way. The minimum number of days required to finish this project, not the smallest. No, the word minimum, which I send a problem. Also, I discuss a problem with the group. The problem that's given in the NCEES in another book. Let me see if I can locate it in 22 seconds again. Yeah, here it is. There is a problem. We discuss it in the class, and they are asking what is the minimum time in days. This is another problem. We discussed it, and even I asked them to convert. This is the arrow diagram. I asked them to convert it to a node diagram, which I send it to them after I gave them a couple weeks to work it out, to make sure that they really understand. We need to know how to convert it from the arrow diagram to the node diagram, because this will give us a very, very good understanding of the concept of the critical path, because you might see a problem or more than one problem on the exam, and we need to make sure that we really understand that. It's just a matter of follow the standard procedure, and after that, okay, follow the notations, and when you receive these problems, try to do your best to understand it, and I will send you this illustration, additional illustration from my book, in order to make sure that you really understand the relationship between all these activities, okay, and how to determine the CP, the critical path, and something like that. Volume computations are very, very important, and I included in the mini exam number 1 3 problems. Problem number 10, I give you a diagram like this, and I ask you the figure as shown, and the volume in cubic yard, okay, of the soil contained in this figure, using the average in the area method. Here the problem is stated that, but this is a diagram, just a prism of soil does have the following dimensions. Since he said that the average in the area method, this is specifically, he's specifying one method, which we know the volume using the average in the area method is equal A1 plus A2 divided by 2 times L. These dimensions are given in feet. What does he need? He needs it in yard, cubic yards. So we have to be careful with units. Units, source of a problem, units. So in this case, I need to divide by 1/27, since 1 cubic yard has 27 cubic feet. All what I need to do is to calculate this area and this area. This is A1 and this is A2. These are trapezoids, so it's very easy. You don't have to go and dig into. So the volume is equal what? The area number 1, which is 6 plus 7.5 divided by 2 times, okay, 6, which is the area of a trapezoid. This is A1. This is the A1 plus the A2, which is 6.0 plus this is 11.0 divided by 2. Sorry if you don't have times 11. So this is the A2 divided by 2 times L is given to be 25, and I will divide by 27 in order to get the volume in cubic yard. So by doing this piece of calculation, so the A1, for example, it is 6 plus 7.5. So this area, it came out to be 40.5. Just I'm doing for you, and this is 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. 8.5 times 11, it is 93.5. So this area here is 93.5. So if you divide this plus the 40.5 and you divide this by 2 and you multiply this by 25 and you divide this by 27, so it came out a number. I hope that I get a number of 62. Okay, 62 cubic yard. If my math is correct, that's fine. If not, math is the easy part of it. So 62. Can you do this in 2.7 minutes or 2.9 minutes? 2.7 or 2.9, since he gave you 110 questions in 5.5 hours. So 5 times 63, so 330 divided by 110. I think I calculated this before. So it is 3 minutes. So let's make it 3 minutes. 2.7. This is for the seismic. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Can you do it? Yes, you can do that. Okay, you don't have to memorize the equation, but if you practice enough, you will be able to. So I calculated the A1 and A2. This is a trapezoid, which is basically like this. Here it is. If this is 6 and this is 11, and here it is. This is also no, this is 7.5. I made it too big. That's fine. Okay, so the area for this trapezoid, which is A1, you take this plus this divided by 2, which is I did here, times the height. Sorry, I did a mistake here. No, that's correct. This is 6. Sorry, this is the other end. So I took. So I said no, that's correct. The other end is the 11. Okay, so this is an easy and straightforward problem. You can do it in 3 minutes. If you flip the page, you will find that problem number 11 of the same mini exam is asking what is the volume contained. Here, let me try to get something here from you. Maybe I did a mistake. Number 8. What is the number 8? Number 8. Okay. Let me see. I don't have the solution with me right now, but I can get it because this is I gave it to the PE group. If you are insisting, let me see if I can locate it in 22 seconds. You need the answer for number. Let me see if I have it. I have tons of problems. I don't like to. I will be glad to send it to you, Ma, because I'm planning to send you the solutions also. So if I don't have it handy immediately, no, I found it. I found it. Let me make sure that this is a problem that I'm talking about here, because I have tons of problems, many thousands of problems. Okay, yep. So the correct answer is 29 for problem number 8. Our friend is asking what is the answer for this, and I got 29. If you agree with me, that's good news. If you disagree with me, it's still good news. No, wait a second. No, I solve another problem. No. This is another problem. Let me correct me myself. Correct. Okay. No, this is starts asking about, because I have multiple problems related to this. I give you only one problem. It's asking about the A for the entire job. No, the answer for the entire job is 32. 32. Sorry. Okay. Now the other one for activity, certain activity. Which activity is that? This is activity E. I was asking about the early start for the activity ES, which is 29. 29 plus 3 will give you 32. So the answer for this is the A. Sorry. Okay, not the B. Okay, the B is related to another activity. So that's why I'm trying to be careful with. Okay, so okay, for the entire. Okay, the entire project is that's correct. Okay, that's correct. Okay. I hope this is what you're looking for, my friend. If you disagree with me, but be careful, because probably I have in mini exam number 2, by the way, I have the same problem, but I'm asking for certain activities, and this is what I put at the beginning. But for the entire project is 32, which is basically, if the activity E, it has the early start of 29 plus 3, which is the duration for activity E. So the 32 is the correct answer. Okay, I hope this is what you are looking for. Okay. I know you send me your solution. I can't remember really if because normally yes, okay, yes, I can remember if your solution agree with my solution or not. Okay, no problem. If we disagree, don't worry. I will I will not go to court, and I hope that you will not go to court too, and we can resolve our differences here, okay, by correcting each other, no problem. If you look to the second problem about this, so I solve a problem number 10, which is a volume, the volume, okay, by specifically, okay, mentioning the average in the area method. But if you look to the second problem, which is a problem number 11, is a very tricky problem, the same dimensions, but he told you the volume, that's it, without telling anything. As you know, in the NCEES V 10.3, there are three methods mentioned over there. I will remind you with the average in the area, the one we just talked about it, average in the area, the one we just solve a problem, problem number 10. The second method is called the Prismodial formula, a Prismodial, and the third one is called the Prism or the pyramid. Do you see the Egyptian pyramid? Okay, the Egyptian pyramid, okay, which they call it the 1/3 rule. This is 1/3, the volume is equal 1/3 the area of the base times h. The Prismodial formula, the volume is equal to L or H, L in this case, let's use L, divided by 6, A1 plus 4AM plus A2, and if we divide by 27, just to convert. Where can you find this equation? These equations are given in the NCEES, and here they are in front of us. The volume computations, which is on the previous page, here it is, on page 309. The average in the area, I'm reading from page 3, sorry, my book is crowded because all this we discussed it during the class, so probably I will prepare another clean copy next time. So the average, page 309, always I need you to know the NCEES, where are the, this is the civil engineering, since this is a PE, not the PE, sorry, PE very soon, after I finish the FE or got the PE, okay, no problem. So the FE civil, so civil, okay, so page 309, always locate where are the equations, and every problem I solve it, try to, or always not to try, always ask me where can I find this equation or this table or this chart, because this is the only thing that you are going to get access during the exam. You are not allowed to take anything with you anymore. Okay, way back during the old days, yes, okay, you can take as many books as you can, but they decided to, in 2014 to switch to the CBT format. So this is a computer-based test, CBT. Okay, so the only thing that you are going to get access to, and also check with the NCEES to make sure that if they change anything, change the rules or regulations. Normally I do that, but if I miss it for whatever reason, please, okay, try to remember, okay, okay, to check with the NCEES to see if there is any, okay, changes of the reference handbook or maybe rules, regulations, whatever, number of questions, time, subjects, object, calculator policy. All these things I always encourage everybody, always remind everybody, just from time to time check with them to make sure that they are, or we are following their guideline or their policy and the procedure or their instructions, in order to ensure that when we go to the exam we will ace it from the first time and forget it, okay. Okay, so so the average in the area method, this is an easy one. Let me just move my camera here. Okay, average in the area method. A Prismodial, did I write correctly? Yes, yes. It is L over 6 or L A1 plus 4AM plus A2 divided by 6. And this is without dividing by 27 in order to convert it to the cubic yard if the volume is needed in cubic yard. And the third one is the pyramid. Here it is, the Egyptian pyramid or the prism. Okay, or the cone, by the way, call it cone also, C-O-N-E. It is 1/3 the area of the base times So those are the three methods that here in the problem that I'm referring to, problem number, these are the three methods. Okay. Let me move my camera a little bit here so you can see more. Zoom out. Here we go. So those are the three methods. The average in the area, this is the volume is equal A1 plus A2 divided by 2 times L and the 27, as I said that. Here he didn't specify any problem. As we discussed in the class, let me just remind you. And today is the 1st of June, by the way, 2024. Okay. So I needed to master this subject. And I will send you additional problems. Probably you can look at it. And when we meet next Saturday, I will be glad to answer any question. So the volume computations, we said that the average in the area, method, which we said that the volume is equal A1 plus A2 divided by 2 times L. I will write it as given without the 27. And the Prismodial, the volume is equal to L, A1 plus 4 AM plus A2, and here divided by 6. And the third one, which is the pyramid, or also you call it cone, is equal to the volume is the 1/3, which is the area of the base H times the area of the base divided by 3. What they call the 1/3 rule. Those are the three methods that they ask you to get familiar with, or each one, it does have advantage and disadvantage, and it has some limitations also. Okay, so the average in the area method, as if you go to my book, you'll find the table over there. This method always overestimates the volume, will give you larger volume. This is why, who loves the larger volume? Contractors, okay, like it, because it will give them more money, because it overestimates. We can improve the accuracy, and this is what I used to tell my engineers and my technicians when I was working on the project. We can increase the accuracy by reducing the distance L, get the cross section as more often. So reduce L, which is the distance between the cross sections between A1 and A2, reduce L to improve accuracy. We need to know that, because not necessarily the exam will be limited to computations or to calculate the volume using the average in the area method or the Prismodial. No, it could be a conceptual question. So we need to master both the conceptual questions and the calculations, because the exam is mixed between these types of calculations. So I needed to be familiar. Calculations, we need to master calculations, no doubt about that. Calculations using whatever calculator you have, and I recommend to take at least minimum 2. I prefer 3, even if they don't allow you to take more than 1 to the testing site, but you have a locker where you can lock your stuff, your personal stuff like cell phone or watch or what. They don't allow you to take anything inside except the cal. You can leave the calculators in the locker room, okay, or in your locker, in order to, just in case if you have one calculator and the battery dead or dies on you, or maybe you hit it or it stop working or fall on the ground and on the floor, and you broke it, whatever, I prefer at least at minimum 2, because you study very hard and you work very hard. Minimum 2, I prefer 3. My preference is a 3, and I believe I sent calculator to all the engineers who are taking the class. Even if you are not taking the class, if you need one, I can send one as a gift, no problem. Okay, the Prismodial method, which is the second one, and this is, I needed to know that the Prismodial, first of all, what is A sub m? A sub m is not the average of A1 plus A2. No, this is a calculated area midway between A1 and A2, midway. It must be calculated or computed, as I use it in my. So the Prismodial will give you, by the way, this overestimate will give you less and the accurate volume, less and accurate volume compared to the average end area method. So this is better than this. This will give you more accurate. Okay, less and accurate volume than the average in the area method. Average in the area. I needed to be aware of that. Okay, and this is why the owner like it, because the owners like it, because if I am the owner of the project, like it because it will give me accurate volume, so I will not pay the contractor extra money because of this overestimation of the average in the area method. This will produce volume than this. The difference between them, which is the volume based on the average in the area, average, minus the volume based on the Prismodial, is called a Prismodial correction. I don't know if you heard this term before or not, but the difference between them. And this is why you will find that I also included problem number 12 of the same mini exam. I call it, what is the Prismodial correction is? Prismodial correction is the volume of the average in the area, average, minus the volume of the Prismodial. Because this overestimate, this is larger than this normally. Okay, so if so already we got the problem number 10. If my math is correct, I got 62. Okay, if you look to problem number 11, which he did not tell you which method, he did not really specify the method here, and this is why if I go and solve it using the average in the area, I will get the 62, the one I just marked in the previous problem. If I did that, I'm talking about the problem number 11. If I did that, and I will go home happy and tell my wife, oh, I found all the answers. Yes, they always provide all the answers, including the answers that they are expecting us will do the mistakes. And you will find, if you, this is the difficulty of the exam. All the answers are there because they know our mistakes, and or probably the questions has some keywords. Every problem, by the way, I used to write questions over all these years. So look for keywords, keyword or words. Every question has a keyword or keywords. Always look for these keywords because this will help you. So here he didn't say anything. So if I pick the answer A, which is, we just did it on the previous page, or the average in the area, but he gave me enough information to use the Prismodial. Prismodial is more accurate than this, so I have to use this. So I know the area one, A1 is here, and I know the area 2 is here. Did we get the area 1? Yes, the area 1 was on the previous page. was 40.5. Okay, this is 40.5. And the area 2, if my math is correct, it's 93.5. 93.5. All what I need right now, I need to come and generate an area midway between the A1. This is the A1. Let me just highlight it. Sometimes I color, by the way. Sometimes I color. Here it is. This is the A1. And this is the A2. Okay. And halfway, midway, this is not very long distance, 25 feet. I will come and generate an area here. This area here, the Prismodial, formally they call it A sub M. A sub M must be, okay, L over 2 and L over 2, which is mean 12.5 feet from each end, because since the entire length is given to be 25 feet. So I need to get the AM. The AM is not the average of these two. If you took 40.5 plus 93.5 and you plug it in this equation, by the way, you will get 62. And this is a mistake that you might do. No, A sub M, it must be a computed area. This dimension is 6, and this dimension is 6. So this dimension is 6. So the A sub M will be computed like this. Here it is. This is 6 feet. And this is 6, and this is 11, so it's 17. That means that this is 8.5, which is the average, 8.5. Okay, and this is 7.5, and this is 11, so 18.5. 18.5 means that this dimension is 9.25. Okay, now I will calculate A sub M based on the new dimension right now. So A sub M is equal 6 plus 9.25 divided by 2 times this 8.5. So if I calculate that, you will get, I will answer you unless you find that I did a mistake here. So it is 6 and 6 is 6. 6 and 11 is 17. So 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. If I still remember math, that's correct. And the 11 plus 7.5 is 18.5 times 0.5 equal, unless if you'd like to give me the answer, I did 9.25. So far so good. Okay, so if you calculate the A sub M, okay, right now it came to be 6 plus 9.25, and you divided this by 2 times 8.5. So this will give you an area of 64.81. Okay. Okay, if my math is correct, 60. Now we're going to apply the Prismodial equation. So the volume is equal, the L is 25 feet divided by 6. A1 is 40.5 plus 4 AM, which is 64.81, plus the A2, which is 93.5. Did I copy this correctly? Yeah, 93.5. If you do this, and I need your help here to see if we're getting something different or not. Let me do it very quick. So it is 25 divided by 6. You multiply it by 40.5 plus 4 times 41, 64.81. Okay. I got 60 multiplied here by 1 over 27. I got 60.69 cubic yard. If you agree with me, that's good news. Okay, I just double check it. Okay, so if I solve the problem, bear the average in the area, I will get the answer C. And if I check this and I go home happy, they will mark it wrong for you, because the answer is B as in boy, which is 60.7. Agree or disagree? Okay, so the answer is going to be, in this case, 60.7 cubic yard. I would answer you one. After that, I ask you to calculate the Presmodial correction. Presmodial correction is given as the average in the area, the volume based on the average in the area method, which is 62. We got it from the previous problem, it was 62 point something, 62 minus 60.69 or 0.7. So if you take the difference between these two, so it is 62 minus 60.7 equal, so is about 1.3. So it is 1.3 cubic yard, and I will mark the answer C as my. Okay. Any question about that? So we need to understand this is really, really important, and we need to master this, because these are easy and straightforward problems. If you know the concept and you practice enough, I believe you will be able to get it in the time that allocated for each problem. So I need you to be aware of that. So this is the number 19. We can, what's number 19? Yeah, for sure. I will be glad to do that, my friend. No problem. Yeah, I will send you the solution. If I didn't catch it today, that's fine. I will be glad to send you the solution. I know you, maybe you send me the okay. Yeah, thank you very much for your help. Okay, good. So this is what I need you to, okay, I need you to do. Okay. One problem probably I will, one topic probably I will cover it next time. Okay, related to the concrete mix design problem. I know the NCAA, they have a problem. Problem number 13 is a very, very good problem, by the way. The NCAAS, even in their solution, is a little bit confusing. I believe even after the errata they released it, after they released the errata, I still believe that they didn't do good job related to the to explain what is the SSD, the saturated SSD, sorry, SSD, saturated surface dry condition. Let me eliminate this extra S here. Set SSD, saturated surface dry condition, or we are used also in transportation as a stopping side distance. If you remember, stopping side distance also we cover that. But for the concrete mix design, this is the saturated surface dry condition SSD, which is given here as we need to understand how to apply the SSD, how to adjust for surface water and something very important. We need to master that. Also, on the same page, by the way, when I was looking to the three methods of the earthwork computations, okay, obviously I talked about mass diagram, and we covered the mass diagram, and we mastered the mass diagram, and I hope that you solve all the 11 mass diagram problems I sent to you. Okay, I sent 11 mass diagram problems, okay, plus all the problems that I solved in my book. So you have very large number of problems. I believe if you understand all of them, you will be able to handle any mass diagram problem very easily. And which also I can include this. Hopefully I can remember all these things. You are talking about the problem number 19. Okay, the annual profit after taxes is, let me, okay, a company purchase, okay, some capital equipment for this amount. The equipment has a useful life of 10 years and the salvage value. So here it is. So you have we purchase equipment at 250,000. This is the present worth of this piece of equipment. Always draw the cash flow diagram. I highly recommend to do the cash flow diagram for any given problem. And the salvage value at the end of the 10 years, sorry, 10 years, not 10%, sorry. 10 years, the N is equal 10. The salvage value, which they call it S sub N, to be what? To be 20,000. Okay. So a straight line depreciation is used. Annual revenue generated, okay, from item manufactured by the equipment is 50. So this is the income, and the annual expenses of the raw material is given. The company pays 35 corporate taxes on the net profit. Okay, so straight line depreciation. What is a straight line depreciation? We need to get the depreciation based on the S, okay, the straight line. A straight line depreciation, okay, so the depreciation, which is a D sub J, they call it D sub J, I believe, in the NCEES, just double check, because I don't like to give you something that is not accurate. D sub J, depreciation for year J. D sub J, that's correct. Yeah, D sub J, that's correct. So D sub J is equal. Oh, let me keep the page. At least you can look at it, which is the D sub J is given by the page 231. Always locate the page 231. So page 231. Is equal the C, which is this is the first cost, by the way, C minus SN divided by the N, which is the life of the asset. So the depreciation right now, it is 250,000 minus 20,000, which is the salvage value, divided by N, which is 10. So this will give us a depreciation for each year. Okay, because we deduct this depreciation from the income, by the way, because this is an expense. So it is 250,000 minus 20,000, which is 230,000. I don't need to calculate that. 230,000 divided by 10. Okay, so it is 23,000 per year. Okay, so every year I need to deduct the depreciation. Okay, and he said that standard depreciation, annual revenue generated. So I have 55,000 this every year. Okay, and the raw materials and annual expenses for raw materials. So annual revenue generated from item manufactured by the equipment 55,000, and I have materials 11,000 materials, Okay. Okay. So, and this is the income. Okay. And I have 23,000 depreciation. So if we take the 55, okay, plus 11, minus 11, sorry, minus 11, minus 23, this will give us 21,000. 21,000. Okay. Okay, so this is a 21,000. And he said that we need to pay taxes on that, okay, which is the 35% of the net profit. So what is left for me is 0.65. Okay. Let me see here, because the annual profit after taxes. I said that the company pays 35% corporate taxes on the net profit. Okay. And he is asking for the annual profit, the annual after taxes. Okay, the numbers are, unless I change the numbers here, because maybe, let me look at this problem, maybe the problem, unless I calculate something here, 250,000 minus 20,000 over the 10 years. So 250,000. I will look at, my friend, maybe I mix this problem with another problem. Divided by 10, so it is 23, that's correct. And the 55, let me look to that to see, it's okay, probably you didn't get the answer, because the net profit after the income is 55, and we deducted the material is get 11, and the depreciation is in 23. So let me look at it, and I will see if there is anything missing point, and this 35.65, because I'm getting something not really, unless I'm missing something here. I will look at it. I will look at it much, but I don't like to, or I will send my solution to you, and unless there is one number missing here, or okay, I will look at it. Let me, but I don't like to waste your time, okay, because we are getting very close, because the session will end very soon. So I need to look at it, especially. I spend more time to solve. Okay, no problem. I will look at it. I will, maybe the problem mixed with another type of problem, and the number, and I change the numbers a lot. Sometimes I change the numbers, so probably I changed the one number, I didn't change the answer, or I kept the answer, I didn't change. So I will look at it. I will look at to see if there is a typo here somewhere. But I really appreciate that. No problem. Let me stop here. The recording, okay, will be available for you guys, and I will send whatever material I promised. Just pray for me to stay healthy. As long as I'm healthy, I will keep helping you. And I wish, and also I need you to stay healthy, because as long as you are healthy, you are keep studying for the exam and pass the exam. And I wish the best to all of you guys. Okay, and thank you very much for coming. Always communicate with me, and I will do all my best to help you as much as I can. Bye bye, everybody. Let me pick the last thing here. The recording will be, I will send you a link. I will send you the link to the group who attended today. And I ask my webmaster, he comes every Monday. I asked him to put all the links, okay, into our website. And I believe I told him to send you the link, but I will send you the link today for this recording today and the last week, and the handout and so on. Okay. If you did not get it for whatever reason, please let me know. Okay. So this is Hussein, I believe. Okay. Yeah. No, Hussein. Okay, Hussein. just in case, okay? You are very welcome. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Study hard. I need you to pass as soon as possible. Bye-bye, everybody.